Thought this was a good opportunity to get a view of this lake. Now we're at the lake house now. For many of you that have followed the channel, you've seen the videos that we've done on this lake house. There's a few back on the channel here, and this was full almost all the way up to this dock here that you can see down here, this wooden dock. And now they're draining this whole basin here, this whole lake, and they're gonna explode it. They're gonna detonate it, and apparently this is gonna open up the way for the salmon to return. You can just hear the birds chirping and the water moving, the wind blowing through the trees. Pretty amazing stuff. So we're gonna go to the dam next, and we're gonna see what that looks like. There's a lot of fish in this lake. There aren't a lot of game fish, but there's a lot of carp and stuff, so they're probably all going to be trapped as they're letting this water out. I don't know how they're dealing with that, but that's what's going on here at the lake house. So let's go ahead over to the dam and see what's going on over there. But basically this lake has been reduced down to a river. Now this has been a very hotly debated topic among anglers and people that live here. The anglers know that this will actually bring in more and better quality fish. What happens with these dams is the sediment builds up. This dam was built in like 1933, and believe it or not, it was actually built by the same guy that did the Jesus on the cross in Brazil, on the top of that mountain. There's actually a plaque over here talking about that. And so what has happened is this dam has been building up this sediment since before World War II. I believe when Hitler took over this part of France, that he was basically took control of this dam, realizing it was of high importance. There's a lot of history behind this particular dam, and there's actually a lower electric dam below this as well, about 5 miles down the road. And anyway, this is what's going on. All this sediment builds up, the water gets very muddy, and then what happens is fish like salmon can't exist. They can't spawn, they can't swim upriver, obviously because of the barriers, but also because the water, the quality of the water is just so low. It's just always got sediment in it. So I'm sure that all of the fish that were left in here are kind of packed into this little area here of probably, this looks probably like 20-30 feet of water, maybe 15 feet, somewhere in that range. You can see the depth of this dam. And as soon as this is all drained out, they're gonna detonate it. It'll be a big deal. I'll probably come down here and try to film it, depending on how close I can get, which probably isn't very close, but maybe I'll try to find some kind of a vantage point. And this ought to be very interesting. But yeah, they're still letting water out. I'm gonna go down below the dam, see if I can see the outtake. So here's Albert Caquot, and here is the image of Christ that he built. And this was his dam. It's called Vezin's Dam. Pretty fascinating stuff. Well, of course, this is all in French, so I can't really read it. Well, let's take a look. Look at the locks here. Lover's locks, I guess they call them. There's the outflow. So, and you see the problem. See how brown and muddy that water is down there? That is because, oh, look, there's one of those hornets. Must have a nest nearby, so we got to be careful. These things will attack you. I'm wearing flip-flops, so these hornets are chilling right here. Anyway, so you see the problem, the sediment. And so basically, as soon as this whole thing's drained, the water will flow freely, and it'll flush that, it'll continuously flush that sediment downstream, which will create higher water quality. The barriers will be removed. The salmon can come all the way back up to these parts of the stream where they're normally accustomed to spawning. The question is, will they find their way back home? Will they come back from the deep ocean into these waterways? And I think they're talking about assisting the salmon in this as well by stocking, you know, putting these little baby salmon, and then they go out to the ocean and then they come back. So they're talking about doing that as well. And this could happen as soon as next year. This could take 5 to 10 years for the salmon to come back, but no doubt this used to be one of the premier salmon fisheries in all of Europe. So hey, if they come back next year, that'll be epic fishing. I'm sure they'll put rules and laws on it far as how many you can keep and all that, but if I could just catch and keep a couple of those, that would be pretty amazing. Anyway, that's the story, guys. Wanted to give you the update. Look at the scale of this dam. I mean, look at this. I don't want to drop my camera. You can see the massive size of this dam. Again, built in the 30s. This is all coming down. Take care and be safe, everybody. Big thunderstorm rolling in here. Look at the size of that. Can you see that? I can hear hail or something. Whoa. It's serious weather here. See if we can catch a lightning strike. Yesterday there was a lightning strike just outside of the back of the farmhouse here. Fortunately, I didn't have my camera out. A bird. He's flying. Why is he flying? Whoa, there you go. There was a lightning strike. Whoa. Take cover. It doesn't even look real. There's my gardening work. Nice little round bushes. And you see our trimming work paid off. Got that front area there in control. There's the front. Whoa, it's coming down good now. Storms have always fascinated me. Now, a lot of people, you know, see this stuff all the time, but growing up in California, I don't know, maybe it's the topography or how the weather works there, but we didn't really see this a whole lot. I've seen maybe a thunderstorm 5 times in my life growing up in California. A serious one like this anyway. Yeah, you'll get little stuff come through every once in a while, but yeah. Now I know why they have these storm shutters. All these houses have these storm shutter windows. And they're heavy duty. They're not just, you know, like these. See my neighbors here, they have actual metal shutters. Most people have the metal, some people have the wood.